Footy Replay. The Chemist Warehouse. Discover the new David Beckham fragrance, Respect, from Chemist Warehouse. Available now from just $39.
Drives it to the top of the square. One-on-ones everywhere. Hooker up. Didn't get it. Great work. Crumming. Parrish goal.
Laverde gets it to Heppel. He's got the outrider. No one's anywhere near Zaharakis. He goes for home and he kicks the goal. Johannesson, electrifying, breaks inside forward 50. Bonapelli to himself. Off hands, Dixon goal. Goes into the pocket. Johannesson's looked half likely as a forward. Takes the mark on Kelly from 51. Geez, hit that absolutely beautifully.
Look at that.
That's over the fence from 52.
Johannesson's out. They're away here. Dixon now into Webb. Got to give it back to Johannesson, but they did it! What a goal by Webb! He's got two!
This quarter of SEN football for Identifiber, asbestos and hazardous materials risk management services.
Oh, it's easy to be excited about this one. 5-4-30 for the Doggies, 4-5-29 the Bombers, 2 each to Webb and Dixon, a single to Johannesson for the Doggies. Started forward, as the boys told us. 2 to Danaher for the Bombers, 1 each to Parrish and Zaharakis. Ground weather for Charlie Battisti and co. Melbourne's finest prestige vehicle repair facility, 17 degrees and perfect. Let's get down to Brett Anderson, who's downstairs for poweryourbusiness.com.au. Business coaching that gets real results. What do you got to bring us up to date with, mate?
Cracking first quarter, boys, and the crowd's right into it too. You can feel it at ground level. Fantastic atmosphere. I reckon about 48,000 here. When you look around, there's not too many spare seats. Not too much to report on the injury front for Sleep Dentistry Melbourne in the first quarter. We had Easton Wood come off with a minor ankle injury, but he came back on and then used Zach Merritt as a stepladder, although he didn't take the mark. But Merritt came off holding his head and had to be attended to by the doctors. They're the only two major issues on the injury front for either side, but hopefully we get a bit more of what we just saw for the first half an hour.
Do you reckon the use of the interchange bench down there is going to be interesting, B.A.? This game keeps getting paid at this speed, Spud and Dell. It's going to take its toll on these players today.
Outstanding game of footy. 18 scoring shots, 9 apiece. Now the Bulldogs, first 8 entries, it was 4 goals, 4. You think how far the Essendon, and then the Bullies got their mojo back. So the next 5 inside 50s for Essendon only was 1 point. So they were starting to defend a little bit better. They only had the 5 defenders, 5 forwards early. Luke Beveridge said enough of that, we'll clog it up a little bit more. I think, Dal, the issue is going to be Hooker and Danaher. They need to take their marks for the Bombers to win this game.
Get your thoughts on that in a moment, Dal. Nick Del Santo, Danny Frawley for Gin Hang quality LED lights. You can Gin Hang your hat on. The opening bounce the second quarter for Tyre Power. Not far away, Tyre Power gives you the power to buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Kumho passenger car tyres.
A couple of things I've already liked from the Bulldogs, which is against probably the trend of what they've done this season. They average 82 points per game, which is dreadful. They're on 34 already, Spud, so they're moving the ball freely. They've had 34 marks, so they're happy to hit the lead, use the short, and then be really aggressive when they go forward. Once again, Johannesson starting at half-forward flank.
Second quarter for Identifiber underway. Bell-Chambers, Roughhead climbed over the top of him. Bombers just probably need to find their feet a little bit. They conceded heaps at the end. Roughhead drives it into the pocket. Doggies go into attack. Good stuff from Hurley. Couldn't take the mark to assume front position. Bonapelli brought the ball to ground. Kelly over the top. Bonapelli fighting away for an umpire. As we saw in the first quarter, they let them play, Spud.
I like it. Bonapelli deep, I like this. I think Luke Beveridge has got a button in the coach's box to say, I'm going to leave Bonapelli there for as long as I can, and if we're in trouble, insert him into the midfield.
And he soaks up Hurley as well as the key defender.
Webb tries to cut through the stoppage, couldn't take it with him. Kelly had to find it at ground level. Merritt back to Hurley. Goddard on the second bite, gets it to Hartley. Hartley dangerously down the corridor. Outstanding kick in the end, and McKenna takes a good mark.
McKenna, he looks one way, decides to come out to the right, got Watson. The last couple of decisions haven't been the best, but this one is. He goes to Tip and Woody. Almost at half forward, now venturing towards centre wing, goes in short, not the best kick, but Hooker's mark. He's got a runner and Bell-Chambers. He went to one hand, didn't. Shocking handball out. Collier's there though, dances one way, then goes the other. Goes in short, one-on-one. Joe Danaher picks up. He turns, great smother. Desperation by the Doggies. Great work now. They're just trying to work it through with Biggs. Wrapped up, Tip and Woody. Gets it. Nice work. Back to Young. Dances, prances. Kick smothered. Good pressure by the Bombers. Stewart's there. Poor handball. Biggs again. Got it. He finally got it out of the danger zone. Coming up at the footy there was Webb. Been very, very good. Caleb Daniel wanted it. Didn't get it. Liberatore's got it now. Drives it up towards his mate in Wallace.
He's split him apart here. Wallace in the middle. Goes down looking for Cloak. Got half a sit on Hurley. Cloak takes the mark. Did beautifully. Gee, the kick to him was magnificent.
What about Libber's kick?
Yeah, don't about Libber, but your boy, Ox, Lucas Webb, he's just halving contests at will, and that's what you want. Gee, how's the open kick? Was just absolutely outstanding. He had Cloak or Bontempelli. I think this is great coaching. I think your point, Dal, with Bontempelli deep, trying to soak up Hurley. He's got his hands full at the moment.
Didn't miss these in the warm-up. From the same spot, he pushes it across the face.
Stop leaning back when he
I swear to God, mate, I watched him in the warm-up from that. He hit it pure.
But he wasn't leaning back on him.
He did not. 5-5-35, the Western Bulldogs. 4-5-29, the Bombers. Jacqueline's jerky scoreboard. Jacqueline's beef jerky, feed your wild side.
Goddard into Bagley, orange to yellow boots. Long up the line, coming through Hunter. Tried to cut it off in front of Watson. Watson, who was a bit flat-footed, gave it back to Goddard. Goes out wide now to Parrish, who's marked on half-back for the Bombers. Gee, they're under pressure, though. They're having real trouble getting it out off half-back. When they go inside 50, they're really dangerous, the Bombers, but it's just getting it off half-back, which is the issue. They're going short. Good.
Really well organised, the Bulldogs in defence. They're almost playing a soft man-on-man.
Bagley, he goes across now. Merritt's got it. Merritt gives it back to Hurley. Hurley's then asked a big question. He says, no, I'm going to centre half forward. Up he flies, coming across. Good work there by Claudie. They've got numbers back, though. Eastonwood, one of them. Hunter. They'll retreat all the way back to full-back. Biggs. Got to get rid of it. Tipper Woody was under him. Up they go up towards Danaher. Now they're trying to keep the ball alive through Williams. And good work, and they'll get out through McRae.
Shit whiz, what a kick.
Laser.
To McRae. He's got Bontempelli further afield, too far out to score. Drives one low into the pocket. He's got Picken all alone. They had the 2-on-1 briefly. The other one was Dalhouse on his left foot. Top of the square. Cloak behind Hurley. Hurley drops one that he normally takes. Ground level still butters up. Runs into the tackle. Was he taken high? No, the Bombers wanted it. No, said the umpire will have a ball up about 20 out from the doggies' goal.
He's not as sure today, Hurley, is he?
No.
Well, he got touched up in the game last week against the Kangas. Big Benny Brown was clunking everything. He looked like he was shocked and disappointed every time he got beaten on a one-on-one.
He was lucky he didn't take the Bulldogs' legs there too, Hurley, when he went low.
Chambers got rid of Cloak. Watson back to Hurley. Goes one way, then the other. So good on the left. Although he's probably... Oh, no, that's just been marked. No, it was dropped inside the boundary line. Handball back to Parrish. Drives it up towards centre wing, but it's going to come back. He's going beautifully, Shane Biggs.
Oh,
yes.
Second quarter for Identifier, Asbestos Hazardous Materials Risk Management Services.
Possession number 10.
Goes inside 50. Yeah, Henderson! Pluck-a-duck!
Well,
goes up, and he was just a bit better with the spring, Spud.
This is what coaching's all about. You know, he's been out of form. He's been tagged, harassed. Really good, strong, contested mark. And we saw what he did in the first quarter. He'll get the trip. It's just a matter of accuracy.
Well, Glenn Cameron, group mark of the day to Jason Johannesson. He's kicked one.
What are you pointing at, Andy? You've seen something from Johannesson?
No.
I think he's got to pull out his forearm here, Ox.
He does, and maybe get a haircut in the process. But he comes in. Oh, look at this. He's got it there! It's made it by an inch! Johannesson's got two!
He's taken it.
Great kick. And the Bombers fall further behind. Essendon, a 4-5-29. The Western Bulldogs 6-5-41. 12 points here on the SEN Jacqueline's jerky scoreboard.
Well, you have to admire what Johannesson's done up until this point. He's been pounded from pillar to post. People speaking about his mentality. Is he strong enough mentally, physically? But sometimes this game, it shows things that you didn't know you could do. I've never seen Johannesson take two of these contested marks. His ability to read it in flight, take it at its highest point, that's the first part. So you've got the ball in your hands, but then you need to execute. He's kicked that from 55 again. Well done. Well, great coaching as well, Spud.
It makes a big difference then that you kick the 2 goals and you miss the 2 goals.
Spot on.
Maybe
and John Worsfold, red alert. They haven't kicked a goal since the 11-minute mark of the first quarter, the Bombers.
Heppel takes it cleanly from the restart, gets it to Zaharakis. He drives it up towards half forward. They need a settler, but they're turning everything around now. The Dogs, Biggs again. Boys talked about him a moment ago. Drives the Doggies up towards half forward. Kelly has to go back. McLean right on his hammy. Clever on his hammer. Clever use going back. Zaharakis. Collier switches on now across to Hurley. Needs to get it and go. Centre half back. Handball over the top to Goddard. Had to wait for it. Then just misses Hurley. Got the bounce he wanted. Goes short down the line to Fantasia. Been quiet. Ish.
Yeah, been relatively quiet.
They've been playing him off the back of the square, Fantasia.
Possession number 5 for Orazio.
Yeah, it needs to get involved.
Thanks to Dodo.
Yeah, the back of the square is not working.
It's a 50.
Against Libba, he's been great, but he just had to. He went across that the north-south, Andy. You know, he just come across 2 metres, and that's.
Well, he's only had 4 touches, Merritt, in a quarter and a bit.
Doesn't it hurt though?
We'll watch that on the Chemist Warehouse replay.
But you're doing a great job defensively.
Jeez, he didn't move by much, did he?
It's so marginal, isn't it? So Merritt will kick for goal from about 30 out on about a 45-degree angle, well within his capabilities. Just to release the shackles a little bit, he misses. So the shackles stay where they were.
Tried to steer it again.
Yeah, well, that's what you talk about, Ox. Hannison kicks the goal.
Yep.
And the kickable goal there, that's deflating, because that would have been their first goal in nearly a quarter of footy.
7.5 gone on the SEN air conditioning warehouse sales clock. 6:5:41, place 4:6:30.
Suckling comes in. Eastonwood tried to get it, but there was Goddard. He gave it into Hempel. He'll kick this. Dyson Hempel comes in a goal and across the face. Not his best effort on that occasion, and one behind. So that's 2 in a row. 4-7-31. Doggies 6-5-41.
Quick ball in, straight down the ground. Wallace gets it, wrapped up by Parrish. They've just upped the ante here a bit, the Bombers. Heppel gets it out to Merritt, around the body, bounces. Danaher, look at it. Danaher goal!
Off the side of the boot.
Magnificent drop of the footy. Magnificent execution. Opportunistic stuff from the big fella. He kicks his third. Bombers badly needed. 6-5-41, the Dogs. 5-7-37, the Bombers. Been going 8.5 minutes this quarter for Identified Asbestos Hazardous Materials Risk Management Service.
Well, Spud, before we get to that Danaher goal, I'm still staggered by the execution of goal kicking from 2 of the best kicks in the league. Heppel, first of all, but Zach Merritt, he's had 2 goes at it. I consider them not only the best kicks in Essendon, same within the league. It just shows the mentality when you're in front of goal, getting the job done. But well done by Danaher.
No,
he's 6'7", and his ability to get down at ground level, pick it up a dribbling ball and just get across the line.
Well, what they're able to do this quarter, the Bombers, get some uncontested ball.
Well, here's the Doggies again, because Wallace gets it off the throw-in or the ball up, and he gets it inside 50. Cloaks there. Good second and third effort. He snapped! Travis Clark kicked a ripper! On the right, mind you!
How do you do that?
That's an SEN Chisholm game and goal of the day!
You can't do it.
Oh, well, I thought his first effort was good, but his second and third efforts were even better, and the final kick was just a beauty. They got their 7-7-5-47. The Bombers move on to 5-7-37. Margin 10 points here at Etihad Stadium. Great game of footy, boys.
I didn't even see they go through, Spud. That's how tight the angle was. Great second effort. He gets the ball away from Bagley. Right foot kick about a metre from the line.
That defies logic.
That's unbelievable for a big fella.
I reckon the space was about
the right peg.
The space would have been about 30 centimetres.
The ball nearly got wedged between the posts.
It's just incredible how that arc from the right foot can go through there.
And now he's in the ruck too.
It's his 448th goal. He hasn't kicked many better than that in his stellar career.
Great
Wallace
hands.
from the restart. McLean, he can kick this. Runs to 53. Hits it low and strong, but never on line. Goes through for a behind. Darting stuff out of the middle for the Dogs. 7-7-49 the West, or 7-6-48 the Western Bulldogs. 5-7-37 the Bombers.
Bagley brings it in to Hurley, deep in the pocket.
Do you like the coaching of Beveridge having Bonampelli and Hannison in the forward half? It just makes sure that the Bombers can't have any roll-off.
Taking a leaf out of his old mentor's book, Alistair Clark.
So he goes into Hartley. Now the Bombers are away because Heppel was running. Got Bell Chambers out wide. Danaher over the top. Get it in, Big Tom! Get it in quick, and he does it coming through. Free kick. It's got to be a free kick against Suckling. All day, every day.
Well, you've called it beautifully, Oxen. What Suckling had to do was look at the ball more. His intention was to body spoil. We'll have to see the Chemist Warehouse replay screen.
Yeah, no eyes at the footy.
No eyes at the footy at contact. So what you've got to do, you've got to look at where Danaher, he's not going to move, but at the last minute, just roll his shoulders to make out his mark in the ball, and he still tips Danaher over.
Well, he's going to have his 4th goal, and we're not even at half-time. He might be in for a big bag here. He might be double figures today, the way this is going.
Well, the bag's only 5, Ox, so he's nearly there.
Well, he might have 2 bags. One really big bag. Bombers have got their 6 there, 6-7-49. Is that right?
It wasn't.
No, it's not. It's 43. 6-7-43. And the Western Bulldogs move on to 7-6-48. 8.
Well, it wasn't a great kick by Belchambers because he knew where the space was going. He knew Danaher was leading out towards the top of the goal square. He actually sat it on his head and gave Suckling an opportunity. But just as it was sitting there, you're right, didn't take his eyes off it.
Equal Coleman medal now too, Danaher with Brown
Big
and
Benny
Franklin.
Brown. Wow.
We'll stay around the grounds, of course, at McGregor Portable's office granny flat footy change room anywhere. No late changes. Collingwood versus Adelaide. Cloak again in the middle of the ground. Goal for goal this second quarter for Identifiber. Ball in dispute, middle of the ground, not coming out. We'll have a ball up.
Well, Danaher's keeping him in the game. And that's taking nothing away from the midfield of Essendon, but just a couple of bad defensive errors from the Bullies on Danaher.
Belchambers slapped it out cleanly, but straight to Murphy, gave it to Suckling. Rolls around the back, gets it again, gets it to the good using Hunter, outer side of the ground, centre wing. Looks for someone to...
Better zone there by the Bombers.
Bring the ball to, just pulls the kick a little bit, goes to the...
Well, this is where Cloak can exploit Belchambers as the opposing ruckman. He's going to be behind the play in regards to the ruck work around the ground, but make his opponent work when the ball's in motion. Players have fought, make Belchambers play as a key defender.
Wallace to Hunter, all the way back to Cordy. Now they share it. Williams to Biggs. They've taken it from one side of Etihad Stadium to the other in front of the interchange gates now. Biggs gets around Tip and Woody off the fingertips of Laverde. Murphy's got a kick and he does quickly. Just got away with it. McLean into the pocket off the side. Bit of a shank. Dalhouse! Oh, he jumped up out of nowhere. Couldn't take them. The umpires called that a free kick. Play on free. The call looked like a clean jump from him. Maybe a bit of hands in the back. Oh, they're under pressure. Bagley to Hempel as they sweep across their defensive goal square. Had nothing further afield. The kick was poor. Wallace cut it off. Goes back inboard. Suckling marks right on the arc of 50.
Get this.
He can on the run. Gee, the umpire may have thought about the push after the mark. He did nothing about it. And Suckling, who's got it in him, we know that, will kick from about 53.
Just depends which Suckling kicks it.
Yeah, is he the ugliest kick in the league?
Technique-wise, he'd be shocking to try and explain that's how you want a young player to kick the footy like. But
yeah. It's a Jeff Furyk of golf swings.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just horrible.
But he's good. He's magnificent.
Oh, yeah.
He's going at 86 disposal efficiency today for Dodo. He kicks from 53. Looks like he's hit that one hard. The goal umpire has not moved. He didn't move other than look at the ball arcing above his head. Magnificent strike from Matthew Suckling on the SEN Jack Links Jerky scoreboard. Jack Links Jerky, feed your wild side. The Doggies 8-6-54. The Bombers 6-7-43. It is a Chisholm game and goal of the day. And also an SEN Super Goal 94291116 going to the draw for the LG split system, valued at $1,700 thanks to Air Conditioning Warehouse Sales. Big brands, best prices.
Ox, I'm a massive believer in momentum towards your target.
Yep.
He sidesteps, he shuffles, he faces centre wing, and then he just hooks it across his body. Doesn't follow through after his kick. Looks like a statue outside of the MCG, just frozen.
Yep.
And then he just bang. 60-metre kick straight through the middle.
Well, Roughhead got it down to Dalhouse. Dalhouse got it back and he just kicked it up towards half forward. Pickham will go back and hold his ground. Good work there by Bagley to knock it away. The Bombers there. McKenna came in, got it off McGrath. Good work. Now they're away. Zaharakis needs to pick it up. Caleb Daniels clever though. Not on that occasion because Watson came through. Bagley went off the ground. Didn't get it away. Young was good. Ball is under a couple of players and the umpire says, give it to me. Just near the centre circles. Bit of ping-pong action there. And we'll have a ball up.
Has Liam Pickens ever taken his eyes off the footy?
No.
Ever.
He's as honest as
He'd walk off the ground.
Only when he's asleep.
He'd go and take his jumper off.
McRae, Daniel, got the advantage call, goes up towards Dixon, ball hits the ground. Now Johannesson, got it out to Bontempelli. He'll kick a goal. He's a superstar player with a big reputation and just missed to the left.
Third behind the Bond.
Well, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but again, Bontempelli and Johannesson in that forward half.
Yeah.
Real worried. That's his fifth score involvement, Johannesson.
55 plays 43 in favour of the Doggies.
McGrath goes short from the restart to Hurley. To Collier, outside defensive 50, pokes it back inboard. Gee, read that beautifully. Bontempelli cut it off, gives it to Lewis Young on the left into the pocket. That is a beautiful kick to Tory Dixon, who hit up in front of Hartley on the lead and marks 35 out on an angle well within his capabilities. Geez, nice ball use from the third game of Lewis Young.
And it's great pressure by the Bulldogs. So I said earlier they're playing a soft zone or a soft man-on-man. So what that means is when the Essendon boys get the ball and they're looking for a teammate, they look like they're free. But by the time the ball gets there, they're actually manned up. So it's really good work by the Bulldogs to entice that kick to go there. And as we just saw from Bontempelli, able to intercept it.
The turnovers are really costing Essendon out of the back half, though, aren't they?
Dixon's kicked the 2. Important play for the Doggies. He generally thinks that's a shocking.
He got too close to the man of the mark.
Yeah, he did. Lost his place in the run-up. Kicks it behind. 8:56. The Dogs 6:7:43. They're going 17 minutes. SEN Air Conditioning Warehouse sales clock. Get Melbourne's best air conditioning price at Air Conditioning Warehouse sales.
Early to Bagley. Bagley goes long up the line, and they've got an issue here because what the Doggies are allowing them to do is kick it into the pockets, and then they're just pushing over. They got no way out here at the moment, the Bombers. They can't get out with their run that they'd like to off half-back. They get inside 50, Del. They look dangerous, but it's getting in there that's the problem.
No, the Dogs are really well set up defensively.
Ball again. McRae, Liberatore came through on that occasion, couldn't quite get it. He's desperate, though. He's like a rat, just trying to get in and under and trying to get something out. He didn't on that occasion. Now coming through is Easton Wood. Good contest. Fantasia's in there. Comes out now to Wood again and Dixon, and gee, there's lots of numbers around. Suckling was one of them. He goes back to the skipper, Murphy, back to Young, and the Doggies are able to extract it out beautifully to Biggs. He's got Pickett on the outer wing, decides to go over the top of him, up towards Webb. Webb gets it to ground, good efforts. He knew what he was doing. Hurley was onto him. Great contest. Have a throw in centre wing right beside the interchange. You see the Doggies, they're doing a good job here. They're up by 13 points, 56 plays 43.
But Joel Hamling walks out of the club, goes to the Dockers, and this Lewis Young bobs up halfway through the year. I'm a fan of player, I reckon.
No, well, he's going to be a beauty. Give him another couple of pre-seasons, but I'd still reckon they'd like Hamling there with Danaher.
The restart ball at ground level doesn't come out.
Yeah, he just needs a couple of seasons to build up the young fella, but athletically, outstanding.
Pipes. That's why he's wearing the long sleeves.
Yeah, he's got no pipes at all.
Doesn't want to show them off.
They're straws.
Spaghetti.
David Burke-like.
Linguini.
Thank you. Liberatore farms it out to Biggs, who's done everything right so far. Handball inboard to Williams, dances through one tackle. Roughhead back to Biggs. Got the outrider presenting for him. That's Suckling, who marks just a defensive side of the centre circles here at Etihad. Goes back to Williams, just shy of the logo. Goes to Daniels, just forward of the logo now. It's into the Doggies attacking half. A lot of players in front of him. Doesn't want to pop it into a contested area. So he just waits for someone to come at him laterally. They concede a bit of ground and they find Suckling again, who marks closer to centre half back now, the true centre half back position. Got one on board down the middle, Williams. Drilling kick, Williams didn't quite take it. Good enough to dance out of a would-be tackle. Goes to Liberatore, marks it half forward in front of Merritt, runs to centre half forward. Good-looking kick into the path and the mark of Roughhead. That was soft defence by the Bombers, 25 out.
Can I just ask what Zach Merritt was thinking there?
He assumed that Liberatore was going to kick the ball 3 times and therefore gave up the chase. That's what he was doing there, Ox.
And what
he feigned a kick, so he stopped. He feigned a kick again. Merritt stopped again.
Watch the runner. The runner has to go. Here it is.
Well, not only that,
straight out now. Who's number 9, the runner? You'll go straight to Merritt.
Merritt hasn't had an effective kick either yet for the.
How many disposals has he had?
Well, he's had 7 for Dodo.
So Roughhead will kick from 30. True 45 to go, got pushed it across the face badly and scrapes through for a behind. Gee, they're doing him some favours here.
He just had a word to Merritt then.
8-9-57, 6-7-43. SEN Jackling's jerky scoreboard. Jackling's beef jerky, feed your wild side.
No, the Bombers.
Danaher's been outside the boundary line hiding. He's just snuck back on centre wing.
Well, they brought it in. Kelly's got it. Zaharakis.
There he
He's
is.
got Danaher now. Well picked up there, Dell. He's got Goddard over the top. He's got Tip and Woody. He's got to kick a running torp. Come on, you're not Malcolm Blight yet, Joey. Good effort, though. Ball comes up to... Oh, that's a bad one. Tip and Woody has slid in and taken Hunter's legs out.
He looks like he's okay.
Oh, that could have been...
Didn't look good, though.
Oh, that's how you do your knee. He was lucky. Really lucky. That's why that rule was brought in. Got away with it. Biggs goes back towards Young. Pipes. Deep in the pocket. Let's have a look what he does. He decides to get it and go long outside 50. 2-on-1 over the top. Dalhouse at ground level. Good work. Went back to McRae. He dances, he prances, he goes in the one way, then the other, and he's caught. Good tackle, good pressure by the Bombers. Nice work.
I've liked Stewart's game so far, Ox.
Stewart's the one that got the free. He's outside the boundary line.
Hurley's also had some impact. They were keeping him quiet, but this quarter for Dodo he's had 9, going 100% by foot. Hurley.
Can he kick this? He's going to kick from 54.
No.
Oh, this would be goal of the year if he got there.
No chance.
He's going to get to the hot spot. Bellchambers going to fly. Ball hits the ground. Goddard there at ground level. So is Hunter. He was good enough. Kicks a torp. He gets it out. Zaharakis back mark on the 50. Goes in and has a shot at goal. And misses to the right. In fact, didn't quite make it. Doggies had numbers back in Roughhead marks right on the point post.
He does, and takes his time assessing what's further afield. Decides to take the conservative option, drives it down the line, but there's no one there. Stewart again now. He's probably half a yard closer here. He decides to go to the top of the square again. In fact, it's closer to the goal line than that. Bellchambers can't take the mark at ground level. Tippin Woody gets the crumb, and from nowhere, Tipper kicks the goal. Badly needed again for the Bombers. 3 goals apiece this term, 8-9-57. The Western Bulldogs, 7-7-49. The Bombers sort of bobbed up out of nowhere that time.
That was opportunistic, but just poor defending by the Doggies.
It was poor defending in the end, Ox. And I was about to say with Stewart's kick, that was the second one from a very similar position within a minute or two where he put it right to the goal line. If you're not going to go for goal and it's not going to go 5 metres past, 15 to 20 out, don't allow the Bulldogs to get back and spoil it. They should have killed that. They should have gone straight over the line, but well done by Tip and Woody. That's what you're there for, a nice little crumb front and centre. Snap it over your shoulder.
Bellchambers back on. Let's see what Zachy Mirror can do, because he's getting a real lot of attention at the moment from Liberatore. He's only had the 7 touches. Bellchambers up. Good tap away. Got it over the top. There he goes. Zachy Mirror off the ground. Got it up towards 50. Good work. Danaher struck the tackle. He gave it back. Parrish has got it inside 50. He'll have a shot at goal. Misses to the right.
Bonampelli into the middle.
Gee, good play there by the Bombers. Moving closer. 7-8-50. The Doggies 8-9-57. That's on the SEN Air Conditioning Warehouse Sales scoreboard. That is shocking.
Just a little bit. You drive a truck through there.
Oh, big truck too.
Short to Pickett. He transfers from one back pocket to the other to Biggs. He drives it down the line, looking for McRae. He's been busy on the Dodo stat sheet, boys. McRae wheels around,
14.
Goes down the line for Lucas Webb, holds his ground. Good stuff, Gleeson. Drew the free kick, Webb. Did really well. Gets it to Dale, tried to move it on quickly. Couldn't find a handle. Fantasia. Collier. Turnover. Goddard in the middle of Etihad. Drives it down looking for Hooker. Has to take the mark. And he does take the mark. Well, with some authority, Spud.
Why that was better, he drove his knee into the defender. The first couple of marks in the first quarter, he just tried the vertical jump, and that's what you need to do. Look, he would know playing defence. You're standing under the ball. The last thing you want is a knee, and he did it beautifully to protect the drop zone there.
Glenn Cameron group mark of the day, another classic Cameron's can-do grab.
He's got to kick through.
Gee, some good grabs in this game.
30 out, directly in front, must kick the goal. He's pushed it. That's a shocking kick. No ruffling of Lewis Young's hair there. Kyle Hooker.
He kicked that like he was doing the hurdles.
He's like a Robbie Robot, isn't he?
8-9-57, 7-9-51, been going 25 minutes into this second quarter.
He needs a grease and oil change, I think.
Oh, he's more than that. They bring it back in, and Hurley takes a fine mark almost on centre wing, and they're going to get it going here. Parrish drives it inside, attacking 50. Oh, good work, Roughhead. Slip back into the hole like a good ruckman needs to. And now the Doggies should get out of trouble. Goddard, good pressure on. Ball comes out towards Dale. Nice grab. Fine grab.
Been very good.
Good play, this bloke.
He goes in short.
Just signed a new contract.
Yeah, Hurley's the one, guys. He's come up the ground again. He's had 10 disposals, so I know the Bullies in front, but Beveridge would be filthy. He's getting off the chain. Well,
the Doggies are just being squeezed at the moment by the Bombers. They've got a high press. Now to Hunter. Over the top to Liberatore, being exceptional. Heppel comes at him. He fakes. 2, 3, then goes on the right, over the top, beautiful kick to Cloak. He's 85 from home, bit far out. He decides to go and go long. Johannesson, not a good kick. Going back, McKenna ducked his head. He heard the feet, ball hits the ground. There's Merritt McGrath. Not good there by McKenna. He'll have a look at that and he won't like it.
Talk about it, Spud.
Well, he went back with a flight. He probably didn't hear a voice. And he ducked the chutney as simple as that. The head went down. He thought, I'm going to cop one, and basically...
didn't come.
Had to put a nappy on him.
And the ball's there now. Caleb Daniel gets it. Coming through was Merritt. Goes out towards Goddard. Good use of the body. Really strong in front of Williams. He'll go short. Fantasia, good mark. He's got good wheels, Fantasia. Goes now to Merritt. Starting to find a bit of the footy. He'll go in short to hooker. Let's see what he does on this occasion. He handballs it off over the top. Fantasia's running. Bombers have got a little bit of flash about him at the moment. Goes in short. Great kick. Beautiful kick, Orazio.
The tools for Essendon.
Finds Danaher, and now Danaher will go back and kick for his 5th goal in the first half from 40 out directly in front.
But it's at the source. I think Luke Beveridge needs to get Hurley out of the game. I know he's put Bontempelli in the middle. As soon as that's happened, Hurley's looking at Dixon and said, go for your life, Dixon. You can do what you like, but I'm just going to read the play. That's the issue. Got to stop the ball at the source. The Bullies can't get it past Hurley, and this is the direct impact that's having.
Let's have a look at his run-up. Oh, it's a good run-up on this occasion. It was a really good run-up, but he's hooked it.
It's actually a good kick.
Yeah, it was I actually liked that one.
Yeah.
It just almost cramped himself a little bit, but it was a much better style in his approach. One behind is the result. They move on to 7-10-52. The Doggies 8-9-57.
Siren.
Great game.
Good half of footy.
Yeah, hell of a first half. This is what you want to see. High tempo, high intensity footy. A lot of goal scoring opportunities being created, and it's a tight game at the half. The Western Bulldogs 8-9-57. The Bombers 7-10-52. That quarter 27 and 3/4 minutes. After the break, we'll see who's in the running for the SEN Tyre Power Player of the Day. Tyre Power gives you the power to buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Kumo passenger car tyres. This is 11:16 SEN Footy for Toyota's Good for Footy program, encouraging all Australians to have a crack and some my kind of winter win.
This quarter of SEN Football was brought to you by Identifiber, asbestos and hazardous materials risk management services. Footy replay. For Chemist Warehouse. Discover the new David Beckham fragrance Respect from Chemist Warehouse. Available now from just $39.
Goes inside 50. Yeah, Henderson! Pluck-a-duck! But he comes in. He's got it there in front of Barney!
Heppel gets it out to Merritt, around the body, bounces, Danaher, look at it, Danaher goal!
Off the side of the boot.
Cloak's there, good second and third effort, he stands! Travis kicked a ripper! On the right by Jew!
How do you do that?
On 11:16 SEN, the halftime break for Kangan Institute. Real education, real skills, real jobs. kangan.edu.au.
Well, it's game on here at Etihad Stadium, and the Doggies hold a 5-point lead at halftime, as they did at quarter time. They're 8-9-57. The Bombers 7-10-52. And this is the Kangan Institute halftime break. Real education, real skills, real jobs. Kangan.edu.au. Spud, been an enthralling game of footy. It's been quick, it's been skillful. It's kind of swayed a little bit too, where the Bombers had control, then the Doggies. But overall, it's a high-quality game of football.
No, it has been, Ox. There's been 34 shots at goal and a half of footy. First quarter's the quickest game of footy I think I've ever seen, Ox. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
The first 17 minutes... The only stoppages was centre clearance at the start of the game and after a goal. So you had to think the game was going to slow down somewhat. Essendon come out of the blocks. They had 8 inside 50s, kicked 4 goals, 4. But then the game just settled down somewhat. The Bulldogs started their run and carry. I think Biggs from the back half's been outstanding. Lewis Webb was great. Bailey Dale, Lockie Hunter, McRae, they've all had plenty of it. And what Luke Beveridge did, he put Johannesson forward. It's a great impact. He's kicked 2 goals and have... hang on. A little bit of quiet out the back, please. Boys, hey, we're on radio here. Anyway, Heppel has had a fair bit of the ball. Parrish has been pretty good also. But Hurley was the one on that second quarter, Ox. You thought the Bulldogs were going to run away with the game, and Bontempelli was on him. When Luke Beveridge had to release him into the midfield because it looked like Essendon were getting on top, Hurley all of a sudden had 11 possessions in that second quarter. So from that point of view, it's right up in the game's up for grabs. Danaher has been absolutely outstanding, but Cale Hooker, he's been pretty disappointing. You know, he's had opportunities to really kick goals. He hasn't been able to do that.
It has been a game where when Essendon go inside, they look really dangerous, but their work off half back, they haven't been able to get through. Now, I'm not sure whether that's the willingness of the Essendon players not to take off, or is it the pressure that's being applied by the Doggies? But the Doggies just seem to be able to almost use their chest pieces a lot better than that of the Bombers when they're coming out.
I think it's the fact that they've got their mojo back. We think of the Bulldogs last year, and they get the ball in, hold it in. Very hard to get exits. They block the exits extremely well, but I think that the Hurley factor is the one that Luke Beveridge will be looking at closely at half-time. How can we keep him out of the game? Because he was the architect to get them back into the game, and they got easy exits. Because the thing about Hurley, he used the ball so well. He goes at 90% by foot. So he's the one, I think. But Luke Beveridge has got to say, do I rob Peter to pay Paul? Do I keep Bontempelli down there to keep Hurley busy? Because Tory Dixon, all due respect, Hurley looked at him and said, okay, I'm about to play and I'll just read the play. So that's the balancing act of a senior coach, and that's why they get paid the big bucks.
On the Dodo stat sheet, give big internet bills the bird with Dodo NBN, with plans from just $29.90 a month. Minimum cost $17.60 over 24 months. Call 13-DODO. Lockie Hunter continues to rack it up. He's had 14 touches. McRae 14. Liberatore's only had the 5. Merritt's had the 7. Merritt's had the 11 now. Libber on top? Would you say that Libber's still on top?
No, he's on top. I'll tell you why. Merritt is all at sea. His ball use, he's had 6 kicks and turned 4 over.
Okay.
So he's going to 33% by foot. So Liberatore is winning that duel absolutely hands down.
Okay, doing a selfless role there. Now, Spud, bottom 5. You're a specialist at this. You put them in the pot. You don't fear any recall. You are just gung-ho on what you have seen out there. Who are the 5 that need a bloody good prod?
Well, Easton Wood needs a prod. I know he went off with injury, but he's only had 4 disposals.
Easton Wood.
He has not had a mark. Now, you think of Easton Wood, all-Australian, intercept marks at will. So he's down. I'm going to look at the Bombers. The upside's huge. Pops Kelly, showing his age today, the speed of the game. He's only had 3, so he can really lift.
Okay.
Cale Hooker, you're a big, strong man. Assert yourself. Kick the kickable goal. You've had 5 touches and had no impact whatsoever.
Yep.
Joe Watson, this one hurts. He's had 7 handballs, turned 3 of those over, Ox.
Yep.
His decision-making is leaving him. And the player we talked about, Zach Merritt, only going 33% by foot. So, but the trouble with that is, if they all lift, that's going to put Essendon in the affirmative. So the Bullies, they can get a bit more out of their stars, but I think there's more upside because of those 4 players need to lift for the Bombers.
But just for those driving around in their car, the second half's about to start, or in 10 minutes or so. Can you see one side clearly better than the other side, or do you think this is a flip of the coin sort of game?
Around the ground, I think the Bullies' ball movement's better, but what the Bombers have got a get out of jail free card, and it's number 6, Joe Danaher. Just absolutely outstanding. Kicked 4 goals too out of their 7 goals. He's the danger man. It's as simple as that. I think they're going to have to play Easton Wood in front of him. Easton Wood doesn't look like it. Just say, mate, you know what? Let's try and seal him. Have Lewis Young behind, Easton Wood in front. Because if he gets off the chain, Joe Danaher, this Essendon crowd will be unstoppable, Ox.
Oh, they'll get up and about. This has been the Kangan Institute halftime break. Real education, real skills, real jobs. kangan.edu.au. Up after the break, we might get Nick Dalsano and Andy Maher just to have a look at the top 5 players.
And also, Ox, when they go on radio, we'll actually go outside and talk. About 8 guys talking over the top of us while we're trying to do some of our best work.
Probably the best work all year.
Unbelievable
in what has been one of the best games all year.
I was giving the listener bags of gold, and all we could hear were these trumpet-blowing people out the back. Just get outside and
talk. What happens when you start writing articles about yourself, Spud?
It's all about me.
Doesn't go far. We'll be back after this.
The halftime break, the Kangan Institute.